What's poppin', beautiful people? It's your favorite cousin Rich, back once again. Monday, beautiful Monday morning, 4:54 a.m., March 31st, 2025. I greatly do appreciate y'all for listening. Hope y'all having a blessed and abundant time, as I am as well. And we're gonna get into it. The death and rebirth cycle, or the Phoenix complex. You know, like the Phoenix from Harry Potter. That was the first time I seen a Phoenix, or I even heard about a Phoenix, was from Harry Potter. With Dumbledore and Harry, and the bird that died and came back and gave Harry the sword. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shout out to all my Harry Potter fans. But anyways, a phoenix is like a bird, you know. It has many deaths and rebirths. And I look at that as symbolism for us in our lives. Just like a snake sheds its skin. It's the same thing with us. We have many deaths and rebirths throughout life. Not just one, not just from when you know, or not just two or three, you know, from when you transition from a adolescent to a this, and then from a this to a that, based off of age and all that. No. But when you start paying attention to the divine, you know, spiritually things will start happening. Then that's when you start having certain deaths and rebirths. You start changing your thinking. Old beliefs, you know, start dying off. Just from you expanding your mind, talking to new people, going to new environments. You just wanted to shed your own skin. Or whether you had been in a situation which forced you to have some sort of spiritual awakening, which led to a death. Ultimately, which will lead to a rebirth. To me, I believe it's just another way that you see life as you continue going through life. I believe death and rebirths are a beautiful thing. It's almost like when you look at people and they're doing the same thing or been in the same position, think the same way for years and years and years and years and years. It's almost like, what are you getting out of life? You know, what? If you still thinking the same way that you was thinking when you was 15, when you was 20, 5 years ago, if you still had the same exact mindset, the same exact thoughts, the same exact beliefs, it's like, what you been doing? It's okay to think differently than you did before because you grew, you expand. It's just like you can't wear the same pants that you was wearing when you was in the 5th grade and you in high school now. You can't wear them same pants. But it's the same thing. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to outgrow certain situations. You're supposed to outgrow certain people. It's just, number one, it's more than likely was it was divinely supposed to happen. And number two, when you outgrow people, it's just the natural cycle of things. The real part is just letting go. But the part about, you know, just outgrowing people, that's the thing in itself. Because now when you grow, you don't resonate with the people that you once resonated with. The things y'all used to do, the way y'all used to hang out, whatever the case may be, you don't resonate with certain things no more. Even with environments, you don't resonate with certain places no more. Just by you expanding your thinking, just by you expanding your thought, or certain things that you done been through. It's not that you did something wrong. It's really that you were doing something right. It's really that you're allowing the universe to take control. And it's really now you are experiencing life. Life is about growth, experiencing, living, not just being stagnant. I believe it's a fear when it comes to relinquishing the type of thoughts that you used to think before. It used to be, I believe it's a fear for some people because now your whole life or your whole everything was based off of that type of thinking. And now to sit here and say that you want to think another way, or just the possibility of thought that there is another way, could shake up everything that you have, you know? So I understand why some people fear the death and rebirth. Or they are very resistant to a death and rebirth. But I believe you gotta allow. You have to allow. If you truly want to experience life, you have to let go and allow. Because if you don't let go and allow, now you're not allowing that energy to flow and move. Now you're holding on to old energy that's no longer useful. You see what I'm saying? You're holding on to old thinking that's no longer useful. I almost think of like a spiritual death or ego death, whatever the case may be, to hitting rock bottom. You know, a lot of times that's when we want to find a change, or that's when we relinquish control and allow the universe, you know, and we just start going with the flow and allow this death and rebirth to happen. When you hit rock bottom, whether it be financially, spiritually, in a relationship, you know, in a job, like it just hit the bottom. The bottom. Straight up. It's linked to insanity. That's how I almost saw it. That's how I had to see it. I've been broke, homeless, broke, homeless. You know what I'm saying? I had to sit there and say, you must be insane. You have to relinquish some kind of thought. You have to relinquish some kind of pattern. You have to relinquish something. You have to have a death of something. Number one, because you understand from a higher point of view, when you're looking at yourself from your highest point of view, this is not you. So what do we have to do? What do we have to, you know, do away with in order to live, in order to have, in order to do what we need to do or want to do or is destined to do? You know, those are the conversations that I had to have with myself. That's the death and rebirth that I had to have with myself. That was the phoenix that I had to have with myself. The phoenix experience I had to have with myself. I think I'm going to retitle it to that, the phoenix experience. You know, but sometimes it's not always linked to something financial. It could be creativity, you know. You're trying to get your artwork out there. And you have to change the way that you were thinking about something. You have to say, okay, this way wasn't working. I have to release this and adapt a new way. Almost like an athlete who, you know, who is a top athlete, injures themselves to where they can't play their sport no more. They are forced now. You see what I'm saying? They hit rock bottom. They are forced now to have a spiritual death and rebirth. They can't play that sport that everybody knew them for. This is the way that they made money. This is the way that everybody knew them for. They was popular for this. They can't do it no more. We done seen it time and time again. And then what happens? They go away for a while. Then we be like, what happened to blah, blah, blah? And now they're in the mountains of Tahiti or something, doing yoga, talking about somebody found my new path in life, you know, or somebody was forced to retire or something like that. Now they working in an animal shelter because they went through this experience, and then they found out that that's what they really want, that their real calling was, you know. That's when I feel like the universe forces you to. But it don't mean that it's not going to be there to guide you, though. It'll be there to guide you. I feel like when your back is against the wall in those situations like that, that's when the universe and divine is going to be even more with you. You just have to release control. That's what I always notice. You have to release control. I think the biggest reason why these death and rebirth cycles are so heavy is because we be so resistant because we want control. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, we don't know what's going to happen if we release these environments, to release these people, to release these thoughts, release these, these jobs and all this type of shit. You don't know what's going to happen. So you become resistant to the change. But you just got to let go of control. You just got to see it as that's a process of life. Just like the phoenix has to, the phoenix has to have its shedding and then come back, or the snake has to have its shedding and come back. It's the same thing. You just have to look at it like that's life. That's what we have to do in life. It's just funny because we have so much free will in a sense, or we can dictate our own path in a sense, to where we can be resistant to that change. The phoenix can't be resistant. The snake can't be resistant. It has to do those cycles. So I feel like because we don't necessarily have to do those cycles, that's why we look at it the way we do. But I feel like if we change our mindset to saying this is something that we have to do in order for us to fulfill our, divine destiny in a sense, then I believe we'll go about it a whole different way. And start having more appreciation for it, Appreciation for it. Because it's nothing but you leveling up. It's nothing but you glowing up. That's it. You taking one more step to who you divinely supposed to be. That's all it is. It just look all hard and all this because we gotta let go of what we once knew, the people we once knew, the environments, like I've been saying. That's why it looks so unappetizing. But don't resist it. It's a beautiful thing. I enjoy them now, When I start realizing that one is coming about, or, it's time to grow, it's time to move. When the universe forces it, then I see it as a growing opportunity. That's how I see it now. It's a time to grow. It's a time to become more. It's a time to experience new things, experience more life. Especially because I'm a type of person that becomes resistant to change, or I'm the type of person that, I can get comfortable. So it's kind of cool in the universe, when divine shakes it up a little bit. And it forces me to, shed and be reborn again. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you something that I'm about to get off. Like the new gym, the gym I go to, it's about to close. Sad. It's so sad. They're closing down this location, and everybody is upset. And now we have to go down the street to the other gym, and it's crowded already. And the type of people that's in there, they're not cool like us. They're not like us. And that's what everybody's talking about. Like, the gym is nice, but the people is, they're a little different. They're not like us. So now it's about more so having this forced death and rebirth, to become a different person, to be able to, accept the change and do what it takes to be able to, go to the gym and deal with these type of people or these people, and whatever the case may be. You know where I'm getting at. Just a little tidbit. But anyway, this is your favorite cousin, Rich. I really do appreciate y'all for listening. Rich Talks episode 79. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.